everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this 8-stringed instrument, even classic punk pop songs like this one. My name's Mike DeLonge, and in this tutorial we're going to be taking a look at Blink-182's classic hit from the 90s called Dammit. Dammit, it's a fun song to play on the mandolin too. I bet you didn't think you could play this on the mandolin, but certainly you can. It works out really nicely actually in the key of G. It's a lot of fun. Actually, it's in the key of C, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to play on the mandolin. I think you'll really like it, and we'll get to that shortly. But first, a little bit of business. If you're new here, thanks very much for checking out this channel. We hope you enjoy it. Please give us a like down below and hit that subscriber button on your way out. Same story, if you are a returning subscriber, please give us a like below and check out some of our links. We have some really interesting links down below in the video description box. We have a Patreon link where you can become a member of our Patreon site and get access to exclusive lessons that I don't do here on YouTube. Also, we have monthly jam meetup sessions, and you can even get one-on-one lessons with me live if you want over on Patreon. I also have some affiliate links down below, including Sweetwater Sound out of the US. If you want to buy any of the products that I use, except for this mandolin, almost everything else is available over there on Sweetwater. Check out the links down below. And of course, if you buy something from one of those links, I get a small commission. Same thing with the Amazon links down below. Plenty of good products there as well. But that's enough business. Without further ado, let's take a look at this pop-punk classic from the 90s from Blink-182. It's called Dammit, and it's here on RPM. All right, Dammit by Blink-182 is in the key of C, as I corrected myself earlier in the video, and it starts off with this cool little lick that goes like this. All right, that is really cool, very punky, it's got a lot of energy, really a lot of fun to play on the mandolin, and so easy here on the top two strings here, the G and the D string. So what is that lick? Well, it starts off on the C, right, the 5th fret of the G string, right there, your C note. And you do a couple of quick notes like that, so like that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you're just skipping up to the D string. You're going D open and D 2nd fret for this part of the lick. All right, so right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm using all down strokes with my pick because I really want to give it that punk energy, that punk attack. So I'm hitting all down strokes with this. So like that, all right? This gives you a real solid tone if you do it that way, all right? So, all right, the second part of the lick is almost the same, but instead of the C note here, you're just catching that open G instead. And the same thing on the D string, open to 2, all right? So first part is now to G, just like that, all right? So, all right, and the third part of the lick is, again, same thing, except the first note is different. Now you're on the A note, which is 2nd fret of the G string, all right? So, like that, so. You see that? And finally, the last part of the lick goes up a bit. It goes, right? So it just goes up to the F note, which is the 3rd fret of your D string, so, and walks down. So 3, 2, open, C note again. So one more time through that whole lick, which is basically the signature lick in the song, and is played several times. It goes. And that's it. That is the signature lick from this song. Okay, and the chord progression now that is played throughout the song is like this. Okay, and I'm using up and down strokes there. All right, but I don't know if the guitar player from Blink-182 actually just does down strokes. Maybe he does really quickly. You could do that. Actually, listening to it, he does strum the parts a little bit differently. He starts off with a real quick attack, like, and then later he goes, he lets it ring out a little bit more. So he varies it up. You've got to listen to the song to hear how the parts work in this tune, but the chords are as follows. A C chord here, and for this song, I'm using all bar chords on the mandolin. What do I mean by bar chords? Well, I'm using my index finger as a bar, and I'm putting it down flat on the strings. Okay, so here at the 5th fret, I'm just putting that index finger down and barring it, all right? And then I'm pulling in these other fingers here, like the 7th fret of the A string and 8th fret of the E, although for the purposes of this lick, you don't really need this. No, you don't really need that E string. Just concentrate on these 3 strings. That kind of gives you more of a sort of punk attack as well. So 5th fret here of the G, 5th fret of the D, and 7th fret of the A. So that's a C chord. And you're just going right down. So your first note is really staccato, and then you follow it up with an up-down pattern. So like that. Okay, that's the way I do it. I think it's similar to what the guitar player is doing on the original track. All right, so like that. Then the next chord is a G chord. And I'm not using your standard G here. I want to get a really nice choppy effect here. I want to get a nice chord that you can cut off quickly when you're playing. So I'm using this G chord voicing here. And basically, I'm still keeping my bar, my index finger bar down at the 5th fret. But now I'm moving my 3rd finger over to the G string at the 7th fret. So from the 7th on the A to the 7th on the G, like that. Okay, so let's look at that again. So that's a C chord, G chord. Okay, so slowly I'll do it. You got it? So I'm really just moving one finger right there. So like that, okay? So that's pretty easy. And then I'm moving this progression or this voicing, same grip, just up 2 frets to here. So now I'm at the 7th fret with the bar on the mandolin here, 7th fret of the G string, right? And now my ring finger is on the 9th fret of the G, okay? So, and what that chord is, that's an A chord voicing. Now, in the original song, I believe the guitar player goes to an A minor here, but I'm just going to use this voicing here. It's pretty easy. And basically, it's not a major or a minor chord. It's just an A5 chord. There's no 3rd in this chord, so it's not major or minor. It works for either one of those, all right? And it's really easy because it works, it's just like the G chord here. So G chord, right? A chord. It's just a matter of moving that grip up 2 frets. Okay, so C chord, G chord, A chord, and now I'm going to shift all the way down to here, the 3rd fret, here with the bar, and the 5th fret with my ring finger. That is now an F chord. Okay, so that's basically it's 5th fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D string, and 2nd fret of the A. That's an F chord voicing. Again, another bar chord that works really nicely in this tune. So let's play that whole progression all the way through, all right? C chord, G chord, A chord, F chord, C chord, G chord, C, A chord, F chord, and so on, all right? Okay, and later on in the song, as I mentioned, he slows it down, the guitar player does. He goes... Okay, so what is that? Well, those are the same chords I just showed you before. It's just kind of in half time now, all right? So C chord, G chord, A chord, F chord. Again, C chord, G chord, A5 chord, F, and G. Yeah, that last time, the second time through, they go F to G at the end, all right? Just moving that bar chord up. Again, 2 frets. That's it. Those are the main chords for, well, for the majority of this song. All right, and there's one other little part in the song that you should learn. It's a middle 8 part or a bridge part that is played much slower again, and it goes like this. Okay, so what is that? Well, it starts off with the 2nd fret of the D string, right? It's an E note, and then you're going down to the C note, which is 5th fret of the G, and then open G. All right, so C arpeggio. Actually, it goes right. So, and then the next part is on the D string. D string, E note, 2nd fret there, and then D note again, open. All right. So start off with, it goes, and then the same as the first part. That one again, 2, 5, open, and then, okay, so that part is like that. It's open, 2, and then C again. So 5, open, 2, 5, open, 2, like that. Okay, so the whole middle 8 part once again. All right, and that middle 8 part is played over some very slow chords here. You've got a C chord, just holding a long whole note there, then a D minor chord like that, then an E minor chord like that, and then an F chord like that, okay? So your C is your standard open C chord. You know that one already, right here. Then just move that to here, and you get a D minor chord, all right? So 2nd fret here, the G string, 3rd fret of the D, and 5th fret of the A now, so that's a D minor. Okay, then just move that grip just up 2 frets, 1, 2, like that, and that's now an E minor chord. Okay, so 4th fret of the G, 5th fret of the D, and now the 7th fret of the A, an E minor chord. And then just shift that up 1/2 step here, and you got an F chord. You know, 5th fret here of the G string, 7th fret of the D now, and 8th fret of the A. So one more time, C, E minor, and F, C, and it's played over the right, and then to the F. So it's a C chord, a D minor chord, an E minor chord, and an F chord over that bridge part. Okay, that's it for Dammit by Blink-182, a really fun pop punk song for you to play on the mandolin. Works really well. You can get those licks down and have some fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed learning all those licks here in this tutorial. If you're new here, once again, please hit that subscriber button and leave us a like if you like the video. Same story if you're a returning subscriber. Thanks very much for your ongoing support. My name is Mike DeLonge, and this is RPM.